You hear the name Tesla, and wow, does it spark a debate. Is it the future of everything, or is it a car company that's in some serious trouble? Well, today, we're going to dive into why this is one of the most polarizing stocks on the entire market. And we're going to do it by looking at the two completely different, totally contradictory stories that investors are telling about its future. Okay, let's just get right to it. This slide here, this is the heart of the whole conflict. I mean, how can a bunch of incredibly smart people on Wall Street look at the exact same company, the same data, and come up with price targets that are this far apart? It's wild. You've got one expert saying it's a $600 stock and another saying, nope, it's worth maybe $25. To figure out why, we need to understand that there are really two Teslas. All right, so let's start with story number one. This is the bear case. And to really get it, you have to kind of forget all the sci-fi stuff for a minute and just look at Tesla for what it is right now, a car company. And when you do that, well, the numbers start to paint a pretty challenging picture. Now check this out, because this is a really big deal. For the first time in what feels like forever, the growth story has just stopped. Tesla's main business, the thing that got it here, selling cars, is actually getting smaller. In the last fiscal year, annual deliveries fell by 9%. That's not just a slowdown, folks. That's a real deal contraction. And that drop in sales, it had a huge consequence. As you can see right here, last year, Tesla officially lost its crown as the #1 electric vehicle seller in the world. That title now belongs to its competitor, BYD, out of China, who blew past them, selling over 600,000 more vehicles. But it's not just about the sales numbers. There's another problem brewing, and it's about the brand itself. The company's brand value has pretty much fallen off a cliff. We're talking a drop of more than half from its peak in 2023. And reports directly link this staggering decline to consumer backlash over its CEO's political activities. So let's put it all together for the bear case. When you look at Tesla only as a car company, you see some serious headwinds. Its product line is getting old, competition is heating up everywhere, and the brand has taken a major hit. All of that is putting profits under a ton of pressure. From this point of view, suddenly that $25 price target starts to make a little more sense. Okay, but to understand that massive $600 price target, you have to temporarily set aside that entire car company story. Let's explore the bull case, which tells a totally different story, one that honestly isn't really about cars at all. And this quote right here perfectly illustrates the pivot. The CEO himself isn't really talking about Tesla as a car company anymore. At the 2025 shareholder meeting, he said the company is starting an entirely new book, a huge, fundamental shift away from just making stuff and toward artificial intelligence and robotics. So what's in this new book? Well, it's being built on 3 massive, potentially world-changing pillars. They're all connected, and they all run on AI. Let's break them down one by one. Pillar number 1 is all about data. And just look at this table. It's everything. Tesla's full self-driving system has gathered over 8 billion miles of real-world driving data. That is more than 40 times its closest competitor. In the world of AI, data is everything, and this creates a massive, maybe even impossible to overcome advantage. So what do you do with all that data? Well, it's the foundation for pillar number 2, the Cybercab. Now, this is not just another car. It's a vehicle built from the ground up to be a robotaxi. 2 seats, no steering wheel, no pedals, all designed for mass production. The vision here is a huge autonomous ride-hailing network where getting a ride is cheaper than taking the bus. And then you have the final piece, pillar number 3, Optimus. This is a humanoid robot. The plan is to first use them to automate tasks inside Tesla's own factories, and then sell them to the entire world. If they pull this off, the market for a $20,000 humanoid robot could make the entire car business look like a tiny little footnote in their history. Okay, so we've got these 2 epic stories, right? A struggling car maker versus a future AI giant, and they're battling it out for the spotlight. But while everyone is focused on them, there's a third part of the company, one that's often overlooked, that is quietly delivering fantastic results right now. So you gotta wonder, what is this hidden engine? What's driving real, actual growth today while these other 2 big narratives play out? Well, you're looking at it right here on the chart. Yeah, it's still a smaller piece of the revenue pie, but Tesla's energy generation and storage division is absolutely on fire. And get this number. In a year where car revenue actually went down, the energy business shot up by a massive 27%. This is what's providing a stable, profitable foundation that helps pay for all the company's much more ambitious, long-shot bets on AI and robots.
So, all of this, the challenged car business, the wild AI dream, the booming energy division, it all brings us to one critical year, 2026. This is shaping up to be the year where that futuristic AI story is finally forced to collide with reality.
Everyone, both the bulls and the bears, will have their eyes glued to these three critical milestones: the planned start of Cybercab production, the launch of the robotaxi service, and the very first sales of the Optimus robot to outside customers. This year is going to be a live fire test of Tesla's ability to actually execute on its massive vision. But look, this ambitious plan hinges on two major unknowns. First, can they actually get through the incredibly complex maze of government regulations to get approval for full self-driving? And second, can they actually figure out how to mass produce these brand new technologies at a scale nobody's ever seen before?
And this brings us right back to that core question. Which story is the real one? Is Tesla a car company in decline that just happens to have a cool tech hobby? Or is it a true AI giant on the verge of changing everything that just happens to be burdened by a car business for now? The events of 2026 are going to go a long, long way in telling us which Tesla is the real one.